is many things, but I'm young, obviously, and oh, I love life. I love diversity. Yes, and I am. Okay, this question is hard. I'm sorry. I would have to think about it. My full name is Sarah Wanjiko. Well, people know me as Mbugua, though that's my grandfather. We'll use that for now. And I live in Shanzu in Mombasa. I am a counselor and a believer. Najua hiyo ni kitu yenye wazee wanapenda kusema. But yes, I believe in Jesus, and yeah, I just love life. I'm always smiling, almost always. Yeah, and that's me. I'm passionate about helping people. That's why I decided to become a counselor. I'm passionate about food. Eating it, making it, baking it, as you know. And I'm passionate about I really like cultural diversity, yes. And I usually say that I think God was very wise to make us different, because our differences make us beautiful. I don't see difference in a bad way. Yes, I see difference as a beautiful thing. Because I'm happy. No. I don't think I have a theme song, but the current song that has really ministered to me of late is a song that Naomi Rain, the lady from Maverick City, sang, and she did a collab with Israel. Houghton. Yeah, I recently found out his name is not Houghton. But anyway, it's called God Will Work It Out. Yeah, because just looking at my life and how things have been, I really want him to come through for me on a lot of things and a lot of questions I had. So that reminder that God will work it out, that he will see me through, that I should just trust him and give him control of everything. Yeah, that's a very good reminder. So that's the song for this season. It's God will work it out. God will work it out. One thing I know, one thing I found. God will work it out. Okay. That's basically it. Yes. I'm a volunteer in the church that I go to, Crossroads Fellowship, and I am a mother of my. I'm a daughter of my mother. Guy, I'm not a mother. I'm a daughter of my mother. Basically, yeah. Niko nyumbani, help out at home, sometimes help out with the family business. Yeah, but mostly a volunteer. So I've always desired to learn sign language since I was young. One time went for an outreach to Ziwani, School for the Deaf, and I was very fascinated that there are children like me, because I was a child at the time, who are communicating in a different language that I don't know. And I was like, I really want to speak to these children in their language. Then I forgot about it, like in my teenage years. Fast forward into campus, and I was like, I want to learn sign language because I'm still fascinated by it, and I would like to also minister to this community, to these people. So I started looking for a place to learn, and at the time I was in Nairobi when I was in school, and unfortunately I wasn't able to learn while I was there. Then I came back home after I finished school, and I was just like, I need to go back to that desire that I had to learn sign language. I found a school. I decided to enroll to learn, and the rest is history. Yeah, here I am now. Why did I learn? Number one, knowing that there is a community of people amongst us who communicate in a language that I wanted to know and to be a part of, so that I can communicate with them. Yeah, because it's not the same like learning French or German or Chinese. This one fascinated me even more. So I was just like, wow, look at the way they move their hands and how they are so expressionful. And I'm the same. I'm even really trying not to use my hands right now. But so yeah, I really wanted to be a part of that, and also so that I can help people in that community, because it's something I'm very passionate about. When I was in campus, there was only one lecturer of mine who said that she knows sign language, and the purpose for it was because she would counsel kids who have been through trauma and things like that. And so every time a deaf child was brought to the organization, they would call her and ask her to counsel. And I was like, that makes a lot of sense, because with counseling, there's confidentiality. And if an interpreter is present, already that kind of breaks confidentiality, because I can't be sure that that person is not going to talk about the things that we talked about in therapy. So I was like, I don't want to have this third person in the room. Let's eliminate them by me learning sign language, so that I will be talking directly to the deaf person.
How old are you again?
I'm 26. Yes. Sorry, I didn't say that earlier. I think mine has a lot to do with my upbringing, because I grew up with sort of missionary parents. I'm putting air quotes because a lot of people didn't think that my parents are missionaries. But yeah, the work that my dad does influenced me a lot, because he was always giving himself. And that's something that I got to know from a very young age, or rather I experienced, because in a way it made me not always have time with my dad, because he was always out in the field or in another country or what, giving to other people. So yeah, I guess I learned from his example. It's just like, okay, this is what Christians do. We go out. Then even me, I want to go out. So regardless of what career I would have gone in, to be a lawyer, that's a story for another day. But because I used to argue a lot with my brothers, but and people used to think, oh, you'll make a very good lawyer. All I knew is, regardless of what career I go into, I want to help people, either fight for their rights, or counseling them, or if I would have been a doctor, giving them medical assistance. I just knew helping people was in what I wanted to do. Yeah, and it's because of my upbringing. We always had people at home. Oh gosh. Sometimes it was not fun, that we're always hosting people, and sometimes you have to give your bed to a missionary from sijui what country who you've never met, but yeah, all in service to God. So yeah, I guess I learned from there, and that's what I want for my life. So after I learned sign language, I feel like I should give this pre-story to explain how our church entered into this ministry. After I learned sign language, I started interacting with them, doing practicum so that I can improve my signing. And I was spending time with some deaf people, and as I'm communicating with them, again, I think because I'm a believer, it's hard to remove Christ from my life. So at some point, I will talk about Jesus. So I start talking about church and Jesus, and I realize that a lot of the things I'm saying, which are normal and kawaida to me, to them, it was like, ay, hiyo iko kwa Bible. So I was like, haya, then where do these people get spiritual nourishment from? Or do they have churches? Do they have Bible study fellowships? Things like that. And some of them, they said honestly, we don't go to church. Or if we go to church, even the message that they are getting is so small and watered down for them to be able to understand. So I was like, something needs to be done about this. So I went back home, prayed about it, and I was like, God, I don't know what you're saying, but me, I'm drawn to these people, and I want to do something. So then I had a voice. Every time people say such things, it's usually so funny, that clearly said, even deaf people need Jesus. Even deaf people deserve to go to heaven. And for me, that was like, end of story. I know what I'm supposed to do. Preach Christ to these people. Then I'm thinking, now how do I do it? Because wataanza kuniona as this evangelist or a pastor preaching on the streets. And I didn't want that. And also because I realized I can't do it by myself. So I went to the church. I spoke to one of the pastors, and I was like, this is what God is telling me. How can the church help me do this? And he was like, hiya, imagine we've been wanting to do this since 2018. We just didn't find someone to spearhead this ministry. I was like, oh, okay, I hear you, Jesus. So they asked me, what do you need? What do you want us to do? I told them, I think, first of all, we need to get an interpreter for the services so that they can be able to attend services. And then I got the idea of also starting a life group where we meet every Fridays in the evening. And that's where, we go through the Bible, share verses, share about our lives. Because a life group is not just growing spiritually, but growing in other aspects of your life. Yeah, like career-wise, teaching of life skills. And this is where now counseling also comes in play, because I'm able to give this for free, and it helps. So that's how it happened. Well, one thing that helped is while I was doing my practicum towards the end of last year, I interacted with so many different deaf people that I was able to know how they are generally. And then, of course, now as I interact with the individuals, how this individual person is. A lot of them do not like sympathy, and I got to learn that. So from the very beginning, I told them, this is how I will run things. If you don't adhere to the way I want to run things, please tell me, and then we see if you are fit to be here, or we look for a space that will work better for you. but I made it very clear from the beginning that we need to stick to these rules and guidelines, also for them to learn that they can't use the pity card a lot of times with hearing people so that they can have their way. But it's something that I still have to keep reinforcing in their minds and in their lives, because hey, like the time thing, that one was a big issue. Again, going back to my upbringing, living with a father who akisema natoka kwa nyumba 8, it's not 8:05, it's 8, or even be in the car at 7:55. So taking that taking that to church, I'll tell them the service starts at 10:30, not 10:15, 10:45, 11. 10:30. So if you want to come earlier, please do, so that you can settle in, and then the service starts. But it's not been an easy journey. Oh gosh, I'm still learning. I'm still struggling. But yeah, it's been fun. I love it. I really hope more people can do this. More churches would be open to this, because these are people in our community, and in as much as for quite a long time, disabled people have just been pushed aside, or stigmatized, and things like that in the society. It would really help if they're included in services, if they're included in fellowships, in trainings, in meetings, things that normal hearing people do, so that even then they feel normal, they feel we are part of this community, we are part of the society. Yeah, so I really would hope that a few years from now we'll be hearing all churches have interpreters, the same way that TV stations have interpreters, so that they can hear about the news. Then why not in the church, so that they hear about the good news? So yeah. Yes, we've seen a few come to Christ, the ones that we've interacted with. About 3 in the life group that we started at Crossroads, and one of them comes from a Muslim background, so that's a big thing. Because I remember even while we were speaking to him with one of the pastors in our church, we were really trying to make him understand, the decision you're about to make. You know the implications that it has. And it seemed, yes, he understood, but also I realized that even in the Muslim community, there are deaf people who, like in a family that is Muslim and they have a deaf child, that child is Muslim by the virtue of the fact that the family is Muslim. It's not really that they go to mosque or read the Quran. No, it's none of that. So I think for this particular guy, it's that he saw a totally different way of life when he interacted with us, with Christians, and with people in the life group, and he was like, I call myself a Muslim, but I have never experienced this. I want to be with these people because they're showing me love. Every time I come for life group, I have chai and mandazi, and they check up on me. They even ask if they can come and visit me. As in things like that, that made him realize, I don't think I want to ascribe to the Islamic faith anymore. I've never experienced this from my people. So that was amazing. But it's not easy because, like I said, the a lot of things biblically they don't understand, because level of education is an issue. The way how I understand salvation is not going to come as easily to a deaf person. You have to break it down, or difficult concepts that are like in the book of Romans. Hey, that's unawapeleka like what's it called, solid food Christians, and them they are still drinking milk. So it's a journey. It's a journey where we had to start from the very basics. It's the best way to explain it is like teaching Sunday school. Yes, but these are adults. I'd say number one, it's very important to know what God wants you to do. Know His will for your life. Know His purpose for your life. Because for me, when I made the decision to serve God, and I was like, that's what I want to do for the rest of my life. I mean, yes, as Christians, that's what we are called to do, but serving Him as per your calling, whether it's your teacher, a doctor, a counselor, a musician, when you know clearly and you're passionate about it, just keep going. Just continue. Don't stop. Don't give up. It will not be easy. There are challenges. I have faced them, but it's worth it. Yeah, at the end of the day, it's worth it, because I don't know, like for me, life is sweeter in my purpose. Yes, because if I didn't know what I wanted to do, I would just be going, and I don't know. Yeah, so I would encourage young people to know God, seek Him, know His will for your life, enjoy life. Enjoy life. Yeah, and that's basically it. God will work it out. God will work it out. One thing I know, one thing I've found. God will work it out.
Okay.
Oh, God will work it out. God will work it out. One thing I know, one thing I found. God will work it out. Thank you.